ain't giving no time to get freaking. Gosh. These two just destroyed. Boom. What's up, guys? Y'all didn't see the title of the video. This is another request. I didn't even get a notification from Death Battle. I don't know. But thank you for requesting this. This is Kratos versus Asura, God of War, versus Asura's Wrath, Death Battle. Let's get it. Boom. Okay, Kratos is the man, bro. Death Battle.
Kratos versus Asura.
The Ghost of Sparta versus the Wrathful Destructor. Because sometimes you just
actually
want to
have this
punch
game
a god in the face.
Asura's Wrath.
He's whiz and I'm boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
Death Battle.
In the beginning, the Primordials waged war across existence, a series of cosmic clashes that birthed the universe.
Boom! Now that's what I call a big bang!
From Ceto's death, the oceans would flow. From Uranus's strikes, the stars were spawned, and so forth. Thus, the world itself was born from violence.
Starting a whole messy cycle, Uranus was overthrown by his Titan son, Kronos, who was overthrown by his Olympian son, Zeus, who battled his own son, Kratos.
As a classic bastard child of Zeus, Kratos was left among Spartan mortals, far exceeding all among him. He became a fierce warrior, winning many a battle, until finally cornered by ruthless barbarians.
Ares, destroy these guys who are kicking my ass, and my life is yours. A deal was made, and Kratos was joined at the bone with the Blades of Chaos, a set of chain swords and basically a badass whirlwind of flame and steel.
But Ares had a scheme. While doing work for his god, Kratos accidentally murdered his own family, permanently marked by the ashes of his wife and daughter. He was, forevermore, the Ghost of Sparta.
So he was kind of understandably really pissed off. Time for a new god of war. The gods were crapping their togas in fear as the new god of war took out his rage on all of them. And got some new gear out of it too.
With Poseidon's trident and Icarus's wings, Kratos dominated both sea and sky. He also has a tendency to carry powerful severed heads, like Medusa's.
And the claws of Hades could steal souls, even the soul of Hades himself. Should have thought that one through, man.
Neither Perseus or Hercules were a match for Kratos, nor was Helios, the sun god capable of moving stars and spreading light across the entire underworld.
He fought Atlas, the Titan of Strength, who broke the load-bearing pillar of the universe. So Kratos forced him to hold up the cosmos on his own instead.
And he could do it with just one hand, according to the novelization.
Even his grandpappy Kronos failed to stop him. You know, the guy who overthrew the primordial that punched the universe into existence?
Causing shockwaves that moved over a quadrillion times faster than light. A frankly incomprehensible feat.
Then there's Daddy Zeus,
who proved a serious challenge, until Kratos drew perhaps his ultimate weapon, the Blade of Olympus.
It can make tornadoes, lightning, force fields. Oh, and it can stab the hell out of you. It siphons godly energy and could pull enough to even kill Zeus. Like father, like son.
Even while Kratos ultimately released hope across the Greek world, he could only do so after annihilating everything.
Like a badass, he was unstoppable, non-stop killing and sex and even more killing. And yet, he couldn't be any more depressed.
His wife and daughter were still gone. What was he to do?
He didn't know. He wandered aimlessly for years, somehow stumbling into Norse mythology where he met Faye, his second wife. Good start, buddy.
Kratos had a new lease on life, but he could not escape his past mistakes.
There's a reason he hid his swords in a dingy basement. Even so, Faye insisted he could do better. So he became a dad to a new boy.
Easily the toughest task he ever undertook, especially after Faye unfortunately died of a mysterious illness.
Damn it, not again! But hey, it wasn't Kratos' fault this time. And Faye left the tools he'd
Yeah.
need to keep the boy safe, including the Leviathan Axe.
Far from the whirling rage of the Blades of Chaos, the Leviathan Axe was deliberate and mighty, said to rival Mjolnir itself.
Thor wishes Mjolnir was as cool as this axe. It's
Thor
imbued
really
with
think he
ice
got it,
magic
man.
and a poison even the gods fear. It can be summoned to Kratos' hand from a distance, and it even shatters souls.
Kratos may have once been a sword of vengeance, but with his new weapons and a new purpose, he stood as a shield against the godly
I
Asura.
hated this.
Too
dude.
bad he just can't help but get in trouble with gods.
What?
But now he knew how to control his anger.
Which is even more important than it sounds. Kratos' Spartan rage summons an inner strength.
Spartan
with
Rage on
magical
Playboy.
powers.
He can even get so pissed off that he straight up heals himself. That seems like the opposite of what should happen.
Not all anger is problematic, and Kratos wields plenty of new weapons and relics to channel his rage through.
Like the Dropnir Ring, which can summon a bunch of wind spears. They can absorb all types of energy and blast it back. He even has relics and magic that can warp space and slow down time.
Naturally, he contested with the strongest of the Norse gods, including the god of thunder Thor, who was powerful enough to fight the fire giant Surtur and the world serpent Jormungandr at the same time.
Oh, and that fire giant would be the cause of actual
I
Ragnarok.
already know.
You can't defeat me, Thor. I know, but he can.
Well, not exactly. Freyr, the rain god, held off Ragnarok for a considerable time on his own, and the sheer power of Ragnarok shook Yggdrasil down to its very roots.
That's the world tree, which is like
Yeah.
the literal tree that connects the whole universe.
According to Freya,
Exactly.
the tree's very existence supports all of creation among its boughs. Every strand transcending time, transcending space. Everything comes back to the tree.
So it's kind of like Kratos lives in a really, really, really big treehouse.
In his quest to free the Norse world, Kratos reclaimed old weapons by reckoning with his past sins, even taking up the Blade of Olympus once again.
Even better, he actually got to be a decent dad. And now the boy is a man and also a bear.
Kratos made a lifetime of mistakes, but this future would be different. He'd be more than he was in the past, not just a god of war, but a leader, a father, and a defender, a god of hope.
Bro.
This battle is sponsored by Robin Hood Gold.
Hey, you guys going
Robin
support.
Hood times the national stage and must Robin Hood from the heavens, only to
Okay, let's go back.
long ago, a demigod
All right,
fell
let's
from
see
the
what you
heavens,
got.
only to rise from the depths of
Demigod
Naraka
versus
after
demigod.
12,000 years.
After 12,000 years, he's free to punch everything dumb enough to get in his way. He
I really
was
need
the
to finish this
demigod
game,
of
bro.
wrath,
This is fun.
Asura.
Alongside
Asura.
7 other demigod generals, Asura served as
Oh,
defender of humanity
age?
against the
Okay, that's
impure
his age, so
Goma,
this is height.
dark spirit monsters infesting the world.
And the demigods battled the Goma by wielding a mystic energy formed from human prayer, mantra.
By advancing technology with mantra, the Guardian Generals became essentially hyper-powerful mystic cyborgs. They could each harness mantra through a different emotional affinity. For August, it was greed. For Yasha, it was melancholy.
I'll give you one chance to guess what Asura's is.
By tapping into his wrath, Asura can take many forms for battle, like the 6-armed Vajra, a state powerful enough to subdue the embodiment of the planet's
even gotten
will
there
and the
yet.
source of the Goma, Vlitra.
But
Yeah.
he wasn't angry enough to put Goma Vlitra down for good. At least not yet. Of course,
always
since
the
he's
show
literally
there.
powered by wrath, no enemy of Asura's would be stupid enough to do something that would make him even more mad, right? Right?
Funny you should say that.
God damn it.
First off, Asura is not some one-dimensional anger machine. In myth, the Asuras were powerful and aggressive beings, sure, but not inherently evil, just like Asura himself. He's a warrior, but also a husband with a daughter, Mithra,
And Mithra has the unique power to
You know what
supercharge
I mean? Like
mantra
another
energy.
reverse.
which gave Asura's prideful commander, Deus, an idea. If he could weaponize Mithra,
like
literally
Kratos
wiring her
did,
up to a
I thought of
super
it.
weapon, the Guardian Generals could maybe finally end Goma Vlitra for good.
Well, obviously, Asura wasn't gonna
I
go
really
along
need
with
it.
that.
Okay, I'm gonna-
So
I'm gonna
Deus
continue
framed
playing
Asura
this.
for killing the Emperor,
So I can do
murdered
it.
his wife, kidnapped Mithra, and then just straight up killed him. What a dick.
But true to his nature, Asura was
not-
literally too angry to die.
Spoiler
So long
alert.
as a single part of his body remains and can possess mantra, he can climb back out of Naraka, a sort of limbo underworld between life and death. Thanks to some coaxing from a strange golden spider,
golden
he
spider.
did just that, with an all-new purpose in mind.
Make the gods pay! Oh yeah, they're calling themselves gods now. Turns out they're all assholes who started sacrificing thousands of innocent people to try to power up. So Asura got
Oh,
really,
wow.
really pissed off.
And through his rage, Asura's power exploded, rising enough to throw giants like ragdolls, shatter whole moons, and destroy a fellow deity,
What?
Wizen.
Who could dwarf the planet and wreck it with just a finger? Look at this!
Asura is so powerful,
No
his soul
flipping
cannot be
way,
manipulated by
bro.
the Goma or the deities. He can propel himself with mantra
So
to
much
fly,
spoilers for
harden
me,
his fist
man.
to break steel,
Yes.
fire explosive energy blasts.
And headbutt you so hard you wish you could die even faster. The dude literally stockpiles anger into a burst of energy that can one-shot even the toughest of foes. And when he
That
goes
is
unlimited mode, he can rapid fire those super attacks without overheating.
Asura's vengeance quest wasn't all shouting and explosions, though. I mean, it was a lot of that, but he also tried to protect people from the gods, including a girl who very much reminded him of his own daughter.
Yeah, Asura's the kind of guy who wants to be a great dad, but all he knows how to do is punch anything that upsets his kid. Like that one dad that knocks out a ref at a Little League game.
Oh, wow.
And then the gods killed that girl too, along with her whole village, sparking Asura to unleash his berserker aura.
You know how the gods were sacrificing thousands of people to power up? Well, Asura got so freaking angry, he built up enough mantra to match them, even though they've been building up energy for thousands of years. Seriously,
What?
guys, you're pissing off the guy who literally gets more powerful the angrier he gets. What did you think was gonna happen?
Yet even in berserker mode, Asura never lost total control.
Berserker Asura adds even more extra arms, and they're big and glowy now. The man can launch so much angry mantra he wiped out the god's whole space fleet in
Oh,
seconds.
man.
Asura's anger raised to levels so high
really
even
should've freaking
he
beat this
couldn't
game,
contain
bro.
it,
So much
scorching him
spoilers.
into his wrath form.
Even though it hurts Asura while he's in it, this form is still perfect for absolutely shit-stomping a snobby demigod's face in. It's okay though, his brother-in-law punched the edge out of him.
Yasha saw the error of the deity's senseless sacrifices and teamed up with Asura for a coup against Deus.
Awesome, they're bros again! Just in time for Asura to hit his former boss with so much mantra that he burst, then dive into the planet's core to obtain power equal to 1,000 arms! His mantra form! Finally, a power capable of killing Vlitra in a big planet-busting blast!
Deus was defeated and Gaia was saved. Yet, Asura's wrath hadn't been quelled.
Title drop!
It turns out that spider that guided him was
Title drop.
actually Chakravartin, the creator of mantra and the entire universe.
And everyone's suffering was part of his plan to make Asura his heir, Mithra, because of course he did, and tested Asura in the form of a massive golden Buddha statue. Check out the size of it! That thing can literally hold a galaxy in its palm. Naturally, Asura and the statue threw hands.
Enter the mantra reactor. Capable of holding 7 trillion souls, Asura instead used it as a vessel for a far greater power.
His own unfiltered rage. At last, Asura could show the world his real colors.
Everyone from the humans to the 7 deities to Chakravartin saw Asura's anger as a weapon, a sword for tyranny, when that was never who he was. His rage was really a shield to protect humanity, and most of all, his daughter.
A shield larger than a planet! Unbound by his past limits, Asura's ultimate destructor form effortlessly punched through asteroids larger than nebulas, dodged planet-sized lasers moving 2 quadrillion times faster than light, and obliterated whole stars!
Chakravartin was, understandably, impressed and offered Asura a chance to take his place. Asura smiled at the offer and extended his arm.
Right into
Yeah!
Chakra's face, as if he was gonna let some god trample over more worlds.
Dude.
Instead, he literally beat the QTEs out of God, obliterating him and his plans in a cosmic explosion.
But with Chakravartin dead, so was the concept of mantra itself. Those who depended on it could not survive, including Asura.
Hey, as long as Mithra was fine, it was worth it. Besides, he'll reincarnate millions of years later, still kicking ass, ready to smack a random thug, a meteor, or Ryu, right in the balls.
It's interesting. Despite the dangers of uncontrolled anger, Asura's wrath gave him the power to save everything. All because of just one thing.
Some bastard made his daughter cry, so they had to pay.
Pay, babe.
Now that's a god I can get behind.
But I don't know.
This
I
battle
really
is
don't know
sponsored by
who the hell
Prize
is
Picks,
gonna win this.
the
Anyway, you
best
guys
place-
go and support.
Dope.
Like, I don't
Use
know
code game.
who's gonna win, man.
Through all possibilities.
I don't know who's gonna win, bro.
All right, the combatants are set. We've run the data through all possibilities.
It's time
Death
for
for
a
death
death
battle.
battle.
Let's get it. But I don't know. After hearing what I just heard, like, I don't know, babe. Asura seems like a pretty badass, bro. Kratos, I mean, you're going against a bunch of gods, but hey, Kratos, the god of war. Oh, flip. But he came with fire behind him. Yo, whoever putting these together doing a great job, bro. Are you taking him to another realm? Okay. Getting right up.
It's true then. The god of war is on Gaia. But not for long. You do not want this fight.
Oh, man. Ooh, I'm nervous, bro. See it?
Run!
He ain't give him no time to get clicking. Gosh. This dude just destroyed. Seven arms. Yo, Kratos, you are getting your ass handed, bro.
You let your wrath consume you. I have been down that road before. Shut up! Very well.
Oh, flip. Ooh. Yo, Kratos is fighting him without even doing any of that stuff, you know. Got him. He took both of his arms. Okay. You know it ain't over yet. Oh, great. Now you see her. Rage. Kratos ain't even do nothing at him. But he said you made her cry. Yo, this is insane. Here.
This is not my end!
Holy shit. Kratos. are done. You done. Oh shit. Kratos just so... Yo, Kratos doing this without even
Heard me yet, Titan.
without even trying me. That's what I'm saying. Toss that.
You deserve a worthy end.
Dude. That's what I'm saying. This dude's fought against Titans for in his head. Dead. Is he dead? Okay, he falls down. Okay. Is he dead? I mean, he has to be dead because he used up all of that, right? Well, his arm is off again.
You are a monster no longer.
Wow.
I never was.
Yeah, he used up all of it. He did. Man, there's a freaking dude. Aww. I'm on here, you. Yo, that was great. That was good,
Well,
dude. It was
I
like,
guess
damn,
Asura's
okay.
wrath really is gone. But are we
Yeah.
sure this is how it'd go? Even though Asura can blow up stars?
That's what I'm
Asura had
saying,
some
like,
amazing displays of
Kratos
apocalyptic
did it, like,
destruction.
without ease,
but
though.
the full scope of their speed, experience, versatility, and power sheds a surprising light.
At 1st
Mm-hmm.
glance, speed seems like a shoe-in for Asura. Kratos is quick, but he never
Oh,
dodged a
nice.
universe-crossing laser.
That doesn't mean he couldn't. Remember, as usual, we look at these characters at their peak, free from gameplay restrictions.
Yeah, we're looking at everything in canon, and Kratos fought and killed Helios, the sun god.
From the moment he's introduced, Helios is emphasized to be immensely powerful. Without Helios, darkness would shroud everything. His light was fast enough to illuminate the entire underworld while Kratos sailed through it, taking a few hours at most.
So, kinda hard to quantify, but that's consistent with the shockwaves the primordials caused that spawned the universe.
Arguments could be made for which is faster, the primordial shockwaves or Chakravartin's intergalactic lasers. Since it's so close, it's safest to assume their speeds are generally even.
But what does speed matter if you don't know how to use it? Let's cover experience. Asura lived across centuries, obviously a lot longer than Kratos.
And while
Yeah, a lot
Kratos
longer.
eventually learned to control his rage, Asura pretty much always had that
Had
control.
rage.
So Asura easily
Wait.
takes experience. But when
Okay,
it
so
comes
he
to
thinks-
versatility, he couldn't match all the weapons and abilities Kratos had.
Sure, Asura's quite skilled and a monster at martial arts, but his fighting style mostly relies on one thing.
A whole lot of punching.
Kratos' weapons, magic, runes, relics, and even his rage gave him far more options in combat, slowing down time, healing injuries, and most importantly, multiple weapons that could drain a variety of energies, like mantra.
Yeah, when Asura loses all his mantra energy, that's it for him.
Exactly. That's
So the
it.
Draupnir
Yeah.
spears and the Blade of Olympus
That's what I was
gave
saying, once you
Kratos
use that mantra, that was
exactly what
it.
he needed. Versatility. And multiple ways to finish this for good before Asura just comes crawling back out of the underworld.
If he could, Asura's resurrections take years or whole centuries, days
Oh,
at
wow.
best.
But all this assumes Kratos could match Asura's crazy strength. All roads lead to power, which should
Power.
go to Asura, right? Look at what he can do! If this came down to who made the bigger kaboom, he'd kick Kratos' ass in 2 seconds.
But a closer examination of their feats reveals the truth.
At his peak, Asura overpowered Chakravartin, annihilating that cosmic golden god.
By measuring the dimensions of Chakravartin's body and scaling it up to match the size of this galaxy-eclipsing statue, we can determine its volume. Add in the density of gold, for good measure assuming the form is solid throughout, and its mass far exceeds not just our galaxy, but our entire observable universe.
Destroying that big golden god would need energy on par with obliterating our universe 91,000 times.
Extremely impressive and unfathomable. However, the same idea applies to Ragnarok shaking the roots of Yggdrasil.
Ragnarok is obviously a bit of a different beast than Kratos, but what really matters is what Freyr did.
Right, Freyr, a god comparable to Kratos, held back Ragnarok's power for a significant time.
So Kratos should be capable of the same level of power, or even more.
Using an official map and knowing the world tree's branches encompass all of existence, we can measure its size and volume.
And we know this map is accurate because it shows these two realms conjoined, which we see in-game.
Even if we assume the Tree of the Realms is only 1% solid, a significant lowball that Kratos should easily scale above, shaking such an incomprehensibly large structure would require enough energy 9 million times over.
That's almost 100 times greater than Chakravartin's destruction. And this isn't some one-off outlier. I mean, a realm-shattering supergiant doesn't sound too different from the other Titans and Olympians Kratos defeated.
That's the thing, isn't it? It's easy to think that we never see Kratos do anything that matches Asura, but we do. Helios' speed matches Chakravartin, and Kratos outsped him. Atlas is strong enough to lift all of reality, and Kratos overpowered him. Kronos defeated the creator of the universe in a one-on-one fight, same as Asura, and Kratos killed Kronos. Add in the clear numerical comparison of Chakravartin, Ragnarok, and Yggdrasil, and Kratos takes the edge in power.
But hey, Capcom, if you give us Asura's Wrath 2, we'll try this again.
That'd be pretty awesome.
As the sun rises, the god of wrath was Kratos.
The winner is Kratos.
But what if?
That was good, but alternate ending? Flip. Amazing alternate ending. We want to see. Punch Buddy into heaven. All he saw was white light. Dead. That was crazy.
That concludes my pitch for Asura's Wrath 2. The end. Next time on Death Battle.
But that was good, but I gotta have it. That was really, really good. Dang, bro. Like I said, they kind of spoil a lot for me when it comes to the video game because I haven't beaten the game as of yet for Asura. But I'll just wait a couple more, days or a month or whatever, and I'll forget all about this anyway. But yeah. Anyway, thanks for the request. Hopefully you liked it. And boom, on to the next one. That was good, mate. Man. But Kratos, he did it with ease, though, mate. You know what I mean? Anyway, on to the next one. Hope you guys enjoy this.